Welcome, aviation enthusiasts and history buffs, to a new series I'm trying out called Classic Duels, a captivating mini documentary series that takes you deep into the heart of the adrenaline pumping battles that unfolded in the skies during World War II. In this episode, we're in the skies above Europe from 1943 to 45, and we're going to talk about the iconic duel of the American P-51 Mustang versus the German Focke-Wulf Fw-190. So, both the Focke-Wulf Fw-190 and the North American P-51 Mustang are two of the absolute finest fighters of World War II, and two of my absolute favourite aircraft. Both aircraft were worthy opponents for any fighter they came up against. Both planes had their own distinctive merits and shortcomings, but with the right pilot at the controls, the limitations could easily be compensated for. Almost all the top American aces in Europe flew the Mustang, and many of the leading German pilots claimed their victories in the Fw-190. And it was mainly combat experience, or lack of it, that proved to be the deciding factor between these two legendary fighters in a dogfight. So, the North American P-51 Mustang was an American long-range single-seat fighter aircraft. It was designed and built by North American Aviation in response to a British specification for a high-altitude fighter aircraft. And the P-51 Mustang became one of the most effective and versatile fighter planes of World War II that was known for its long-range capabilities, which meant it had the ability to escort bombers deep into enemy territory. The Focke-Wulf Fw-190 was a German single-seat, single-engine fighter aircraft designed by Kurt Tank in the late 1930s. It entered service in 1941 and quickly became one of the Luftwaffe's most formidable fighters. The Fw-190 was known for its superior firepower, agility at lower altitudes, and overall versatility. It was a direct threat to Allied aircraft, especially in the early and mid stages of the war, where it could outperform the best Allied aircraft, like the Mark V Spitfire. So the Fw-190 had already gained a reputation as a highly effective dogfighter by the time the P-51 Mustang had entered service in 1942. And it's worth noting that the Mustang really gained prominence once it was installed with a Merlin engine, which provided it with the high altitude performance needed for bomber escort missions. So, the P-51 Mustang gained its fame as the bomber escort that the Allies needed when escorting American bombers on long-range missions over Europe. Its ability to fly at high altitudes made it an effective counter to the threat posed by German interceptors, including the Fw-190, and it was during a bomber escort mission in December 1943 that P-51s and Fw-190s met for the first time, with no victories claimed by either side. The Fw-190 was a potent adversary, especially at lower altitudes where it could outmaneuver the P-51. However, the Mustang's superior high-altitude performance often allowed it to dictate the terms of engagement. With the Fw-190A's high-altitude performance in mind, Focke-Wulf developed the D9 variant of the Fw-190, which had an inline Junkers Jumo engine. The Fw-190 D9 could easily match the later P-51 models, but too little were produced to gain air superiority, and the even bigger and better Focke-Wulf TA-152 arrived way too late in the war to pose a real threat. The dogfights between P-51s and Fw-190s saw the evolution of tactics on both sides. The Mustang pilots learned to use their high speed and high altitude advantages, while the Fw-190 pilots relied on their aircraft's agility and firepower. Not to mention it was the more rugged aircraft out of the two, with its air-cooled BMW radial engine. As the war progressed, improvements in the P-51 model, coupled with the strategic bombing campaign, placed increasing pressure on the German air forces. The Fw-190 faced more and more challenges, and the success of the P-51 Mustang in dogfights and escort missions played a crucial role in achieving air superiority for the Allies over Europe. This in turn contributed significantly to the success of the overall Allied war effort. The aerial dogfights between the P-51 Mustang and the Focke-Wulf Fw-190 were a critical chapter in the air war over Europe during World War II. While the more rugged and versatile Fw-190 was a formidable opponent with its agility and firepower, the P-51 Mustang's overall performance, especially in terms of range and high altitude capabilities, played a pivotal role in shaping the outcome of air combat in favour of the Allies. So that's it for this glimpse into the epic struggles of the past. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date with more riveting tales of aviation history, etc. Check out the 2 videos at the end, or my CD reviews, or even the playlist I've created. Cheers.